cave, yeah.
Underground?
Yes.
Daddy, watch your head. Wait,
Perfect photo. You guys are going to want to keep that.
what is that slide?
You're gonna tell us all about it, okay?
What slide?
So now that that other phone, here it goes. So this room is what we call canopy. So that entire wall is an example of a cave formation. Now I have one of our most important cave formations that we'll see next. That's actually oh my God. People put on, and this is a great time to talk about the fact that you're not trapped in a cave at any one time. Okay, so if you
You don't. Yes. You don't touch me.
good to stand up, yeah. We got time, go ahead. And it's okay if you just brush up against the wall a little bit, you don't gotta be too crazy careful.
Well, if this is like,
Here's the floor height of the cave. Okay, we did something that's called cave pushing, where you take dirt from a filled-in area and you push it into a void area. So this whole room was filled up with dirt up to this line. Watch my shadow finger. That is the original floor level, all the way through the room. Now, if you look behind you guys, that rock wall and all that dirt, that is an example of the cave pushing. You push that dirt back there. It's just a vertical passage in the cave. And the original cave explorers would extinguish their candlelight, climb up the ladder, and then relight their candle 20 to 30 feet above us in the entire pitch darkness. Now, it took us 5 minutes to get back here. It would take them 22 minutes to crawl from the surface to back here. So it's definitely a little bit different of a tour nowadays. You guys are lucky before climbing. You can see all the soot marks right there. This is actually the darkest natural place in the world other than the bottom of the ocean. Okay? There's no light. So we're going to go in there and I'm going to demonstrate. Very dim. So we're going to go in there and I need you guys to be careful. I'm also going to ask you guys to use your own personal flashlights to go in there because it's obviously pitch black. Once we do get in there and you are stationary, your feet have stopped moving, please turn your flashlight off, turn off your Apple Watch, whatever you need to do, so we can actually experience real total cave.
There's a few things that I feel like they just cut these out of my head.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 2 years and I'll video. Scared the shit out of the next one.
Point out everything to everybody individually through here, like I can when we're in our big group right now. So we need to play a game of telephone. I'm gonna point it out. The first two are gonna be on the roof, and I'll point it out to the first group. That group needs to point it out to the group behind them, and so on. So everybody gets to see the formations. Okay. Like I said, the first one is gonna be above your head. It's what we call white beaded anodite, or more commonly known as cave coral. Okay. It's very interesting. It's a halictite. It doesn't grow straight down, it grows all over the place. Now the next formation we're gonna see is what we call our baby soda straw nursery. Now this is just a little bed of a bunch of stalactites coming from the ceilings. This is a great example of how stalactites form. They actually form in hollow tubes first, and over time fill in. So I'll point out both of those to you. Both of those are going to be right above your head on the ceiling. Now the last one is what we call bruiser. This is the most important to tell the people behind you. Okay, if the person behind you gets hit, it's your fault because you didn't tell them. So bruiser is going to be like right here when you're walking through. It's just a big formation and people hit their head all the time. So let's go on through. The Crystal Palace is just a single file kind of thing. So here's that cave coral. Make sure to point it out to the group behind you. Cave coral.
Cave coral.
This is the cave coral.
Okay. Oh, look at this.
Cave coral.
It's not straight here.
Cave coral.
I can see how that would be a bruiser for somebody.
So let's keep on moving through here, guys. Make sure to point the soda straw out to the people. Is that bruiser?
These are the soda straws right there. T-Ray,
Yeah.
bruiser.
Tell the person behind you.
Which one?
This
there.
guy right
I don't know. Put your head next to
I
it.
think we're getting close to the baby
Soda straws.
soda straws. Don't hit this. Oh, look. Being short wins the game.
Coming on up. We still playing telephone back there?
Oh,
Yep.
phone? Yeah.
Yeah, watch.
Next time is we'll make you go to the back so you can take pictures. I'm gonna stay up here so I can hear. Is that okay?
For sure. Did you guys have any questions for me? Well, yeah, winter time is just our normal days in here.
Yeah.
This can't be natural. This is
Do you guys do yours?
Oh, look at the marks. 100%. This was all
School
scripted
tours,
out.
so
Yeah.
sometimes we'll have, 6 school buses.
Look, there's shells. Those shells.
Yeah, like hundreds of kids, all in here, like 6 tours of
How are
kids.
you like? I don't know. I wish I knew. I'm an explorer. Alright, here's the steep one. Right, is one of us gonna be behind one of them? There's a nice big pole though to hold on to. It's not that bad, Mom.
So the good view is over here. So
It's like only like 20 stairs. You got this.
against that wall.
Yeah,
Well, I
right?
have a joke just about that.
Ooh.
There's up here. So there's some really cool formations to point out to you guys. So if you look up, way up over there, found tree roots. These tree roots go all the way to the surface. That means we're only 20 to 30 feet away from the surface right now. This is our highest point on the tour. We're actually at 7,000 feet above sea level, making us the second highest commercial cave in the world. Just slightly below Glenwood Springs, or Glenwood Caverns, in Glenwood Springs. Now, some really cool formations to look at. Jaws is actually hungry for this big old piece of cave bacon you can see on the ceiling. This is our biggest piece of cave bacon. It's about 3 feet long, 1 foot tall, and about 1 inch wide. Now down over here, this stalagmite, we call this one the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
For obvious reasons.
Right next to it, we call that one E.T. Phone Home. Over here, my personal favorite in this room, you look at my tight. It defies gravity, as you can see, it grew sideways.
That's cool.
Yeah, scientists do not know exactly how these formations form sideways like that. Now, the last one to point out to you guys is over here. This is our cave tragedy. This is Romeo and Juliet.
They were together at one point?
Yeah, so that was a column, and it's believed that a mudslide split them up, but we don't know. When the first explosion. I do know a lot of spots where there are some. There's definitely a spot. I'm not sure if we have time.
It's hard, yeah.
Okay. So I have you over here where I gotta keep it walking. They dug the room out. They found this formation in the stone. Now it's a relatively normal shaped stone, but the reason why it's significant is because this is where old tour guides would eat their lunch. This is guide's chair and guide's table. So that's the namesake of the room, this little formation right here. So this is an example of flowstone, as we talked about right at the beginning of the tour. Now this flowstone has iron oxide, a high amount of iron oxide in it. That's why it has that red color. This is supposed to resemble the inside of a heart.
Sorry.
Bubbles right next to you.
Bubbles.
So if you guys would just wait right here. Yeah, guys, so my tour, we gotta get down here so I can let the other tour on by.
You're all good, buddy.
Thank you.
This is the classic that I was talking about. Caves are finite.
Now, George Jeffreys was actually leaning up against a wall right here. Now, this wasn't a solid rock wall like this. It was actually a wall of boulders, dirt, mud. And he felt a breeze coming through cracks in that wall. Now, George was experienced enough to understand that that meant that there was a cavity behind him. He went to the owners of Cave of the Winds at the time and said, hey guys, there's clearly more cave. We need to dig to expose it. Now, this was actually during the Great Depression. So the owners of Cave of the Winds said, we don't have any money. We can't do it. You know, cool idea, but can't do it. Now, George actually happened to be a wealthy railroad tycoon. He had plenty of money. He decided to fund the cave pushing we've been talking about throughout the whole tour. And that is why we fit down here standing, because of that original investment from George Jeffreys. Back in 1935, okay, a long time ago. It's about 90 years ago.
1835 or 19?
1935,
Thank
yes. So in repayment for him to give all this money to Cave of the Winds to fund this digging by hand, he asked for two things in return. The first thing I already did, I said his name. He wanted the tour guides to say his name on every single tour since. And that's what we do. George Jeffreys. There you go, guys. Check mark. Now, number two is we talk about his favorite poem right here, as you can see on the wall. Dreams of mountains, as in their sleep, they brood on things eternal. Now, any guesses on what this poem is about, guys? Caves? No. Rocky Mountains? No. It's actually about the Grand Canyon. It was just his favorite poem, so that's why it's on the wall right there. So, the next part of this room, I'm sure George Jeffreys did it as well, was actually right over here. This is what we call Pickett's Column. It's named after those two boys we were talking about at the very beginning of the tour, the Pickett brothers. Now, as you can see, this column is incredibly shiny. This is because on those original cave tours, after the 4-hour crawl to get into this room, they believed it was good luck to rub the column for the way out. Now, see, a lot of people have rubbed this column, depositing their oils from their skin and clothes onto the column. This actually fills up pores in the stone, ruining its ability to grow. So this column is entirely dormant, is what we call it. It will take a couple thousand years for that oil to wash off and allow new stone to be deposited. It's one of the most beautiful columns we have, though. So with that all said, we're going to move into the next room. So the good view is going to be up against this wall looking up in there to our left. So like, yeah, you want to kind of form a wall right here so you can all see up in there. And you can lean up against this wall, just do not drop anything. We cannot get it. I'd have to get somebody to go get that for you. So as everybody funnels on in, that formation back there is what we call the Oriental Gardens. We actually call this whole room the Oriental Gardens, named after that back there. Some people say it resembles a castle in a city. I would definitely agree. Then right next to it, we have a beautiful column, another one of our most prominent columns in the cave. This is called Gargoyles Column. You can kind of see what looks like maybe a bird up there. Now, one of the most impressive formations in this room, this is Cave of the Winds' longest stalactite. It's 8.5 feet long. Does anybody know what we call this stalactite? Anybody want to guess? No, it's a trick question. It's called Cave of the Winds' longest stalactite. So that leads us right into how caves are formed. So 500 million years ago, guys, Colorado was underneath an ocean. This ocean was actually a warm water ocean with a bunch of sea life in it. The sea life had shells. The shells, over millions of years, fell to the bottom of the ocean, built up thousands of feet of shells. Now, as more sediment and dirt was deposited on top of this, these shells were crushed into what we call limestone. Now, this limestone, over time, is allowed to erode through the process of what we call carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is formed from when water reacts with carbon dioxide in the air, then is allowed to seep into the rocks and erode the softer parts of the limestone. Not all the limestone erodes, it all erodes at different speeds, and it's actually a chemical reaction that forms these cavities we're in right now. So once the cavities form in the rock, then once the water table shifts and the cavities drain of all the water, then we have a void space. Once the void space is present, mineral-rich water is allowed to flow down from the surface through cracks and deposit itself in the cave. An example of this is right up above your head. You can see this line on the ceiling. That's what we call a lifeline. That's those cracks that go all the way to the surface like I was talking about, and water seeps through these cracks all the way to the void space we're in. Now it takes a very long time for this water to get down here. It also takes a very long time and a lot of water for these formations to form. Like I said, it's a 500 million year process. So this next room we're going to go into. Watch your head.
And then watch your feet down here. There's the one here.
So we're really just gonna pile into this room. It's all just gonna be one big group. You're gonna have to shoulder to shoulder a little bit. This is our most recently excavated room on the tour. Not very old. It's actually started excavation back in 1987. Okay, so compared to the rest of the cave, much newer. Obviously, the whole cave is the same age. We're just talking about when it was open to the public. So 1987. Tell you scary stories, all sorts of stuff. You can't see the beautiful formations as well as we do on our tour. So instead, they entertain you with these scary stories. Now, if you're above the age of 8, highly recommend that tour. If you enjoyed this one, you will definitely enjoy that one too. Now, I'd like to move on to the next room. Parents, it's very important to watch your head. This is the Rock of 1,000 Names. Please do not give it another 4-letter name by hitting your head. Great formation. We're only going to stop here just for a second to let everybody catch up.
I'll have you stand right about here, just so that no people can line up along this wall.
Am I good?
Not yet, we still have a lot more
You're
stuff.
letting my
Thank you.
buddy, your light is letting my buddy.
No.
Yeah, has the caves ever flooded, in the past 100?
In the past 100 years, no. But when we were up in the Temple of Silence, the room that I said had the tree roots, there's actually active dripping water coming from the surface. So yeah, right now is one of the wettest times this cave has seen in a long time.
Was most of all these caverns, did they like take the dirt out? Is that what they did?
So a lot of it, they had to take a lot of dirt
Okay,
out.
you guys are good.
But a
Come
lot
on
of it
down.
stopped for a minute. Thank you. Coming on through.
Don't make eye contact with them, they're hungry.
So this is tall man's headache, fat man's misery. Remember to tuck, duck, and suck.
Problem for you, dear.
Tightest part.
So, Tina, do we have to make sure Mom will be okay?
Yeah, we might have to.
We're gonna have to make sure our mom will be okay.
Yeah, of course.
Getting through that.
Yeah, we'll hold up a little bit. And So I'll have everybody line up for me on both sides of the wall so I can help anybody out in the back.
They're all here.
You got it split. Last person, right?
Yep,
See
we're all
that?
here.
Slight little glow. So we are all here, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so to my left, your guys' right, as we're facing down the tunnel, we're gonna go by what we call banded travertine. Okay, this is that flow stone I was talking about previously, but it's actually when somebody cuts it and polishes it is when it makes it into more commonly known as cave onyx or banded travertine. Now this is the only part of the cave you're allowed to touch. So as we go on by, you can touch it real quick, feel it's nice, smooth, polished stone. You can see all the layers, and then we're gonna continue up the steel staircase to our right.
You gotta repeat the same thing and point.
So there it is.
Yep, I went too far on the stair and I couldn't figure out where the stair was.
Yeah, that's important.
Watch the stones.
Group of 20 in here, so come all the way up next to me.
Thank you.
Cave coral. You can also see how it seems to entirely defy gravity. So then I'd like to move your attention over here to another formation we have. This is what we call a stalagmite.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have faith in you.
I'm not confessing myself for your enjoyment. I've been doing it for years. I should be good at it.
First I thought it was a formation.
So as everybody files on in here, this room is what we call the maid's kitchen. And I'll have you guys make even more room so everybody can get on. Great guesses, but it was actually 18. Nobody has ever gotten that right yet, so we'll see. Yeah.
Just being an adult and then you're old.
So these two old maids, these 18-year-old women, came back on our original crawling tour back to this room. And they were here, they were resting, and they looked up at the ceiling and they thought, well, this room is not as interesting as the other rooms. And they asked their tour guide if they could maybe spruce up the room a little bit. They ended up leaving their silver hairpins on this wall right behind you. And they left, you know, it was just a good gesture, brighten up the room maybe. A year later, these two old maids came back to the cave. They were no longer unmarried women. They were now married, healthy, and very rich. So when they came back, an old wives' tale started that if you put something shiny and valuable on the wall, you get 1 year good luck and a happy marriage. Now if you put something up there and you knock something off, that's 1 year bad luck and a divorce. Yeah. Now luckily back in 2007, we at Cave of the Winds transferred all the magic from the wall to our brown bucket. Okay, so it's our last staircase. We're gonna go down and we're gonna make a sharp left. That's super important, guys. Sharp left at the bottom.
I guess we won't have a good marriage.
I know, you're ducking, I'm walking. Not even.
I'll take turns here in a second. Almost done. This is the last one.
I made it.
Yeah, no. Then hit a softer spot in the rock, just slowly eating away, swirling around like a whirlpool, eating away at the rock over a very long period of time. So as we file on out of this room, I'll let everybody look up for a second, take a quick look, and then we'll continue. Now, right behind some of our people here, we have our man-made tunnel in Cave of the Winds. Now, this tunnel is man-made, but unfortunately, it's not man-height. So I need you guys to duck again. This is the last room on our tour. Unfortunately, it's been an amazing tour. You guys have been super nice, super helpful. It's a climbing exercise to go up and then over and down into the next area we're about to go into. But that brings us into those pictures we took at the beginning. Now, I want to show everybody my favorite formation in the entire cave, which is the last couple people out of the tunnel. If you look up over here, that is called Atlas's Column. But to me, it just looks like Santa Claus sitting down. 100% Santa Claus. I don't know if the kids see it, but you
Yeah, I can see it at an angle.
He's lying in a lounge chair, you know.
Look like Zeus stuff. Oh yeah.
And then right behind you guys right here, we actually have the Grinch. You can see, just right here. Just right here. His little smile. So we have Santa Claus and the Grinch. That's the last formations I got to show you guys. We're just going to continue up here to the right. We're going to go past the pictures, through the white tunnel, onto the balcony. And right down here is those original sequels that they So here is your guys' picture. Here is your guys' picture. Here is your guys' picture. And then if you come over here, kind of look over, you can see a doorway, just an edge of it. That doorway leads to that part I pointed out at the very beginning. So we do have another tour coming on for you guys, so we do have to evacuate the balcony, unfortunately.
Stay right there.
Like I said, if you don't want the picture, just
We're gonna go do something else.
That's right. I like it up there. Yeah,